to the New Year, New Budget series. This is our second video in this series of learning how to get on a budget and stick to it. So the first video we talked about how to set a vision for your family and how to be living with purpose on what you want to do this year with your finances. So I want to just, if you haven't watched that video, go back and look at that because that's really important. If you don't have a vision for where you're going, you won't have anywhere to go and you won't have any goals. So I would just recommend watching that one. But for this video, we're going to just quickly talk about how to actually set a budget. Many of the things that I'm going to be talking about have to do with just figuring out how much money you want to spend on things. So I recommend picking one area, maybe today, of where you want to cut back your spending. So a lot of you might think that grocery shopping is probably the number one place where you want to see your savings go up so that you're not spending as much money. So what I recommend is look at the past 3 months of your spending. So you can take your checking statements or your credit card statements and take a look and see how much you're spending the past 3 months. Because the number one reason why budgets fail is because they're not realistic. So I don't want you to say, well, I only want to spend $50 a week on groceries and that's what I'm going to do. Because if you've been spending $200 to $250 a week, you're going to fail. I'm just telling you, you might be able to do it, but the average person is going to fail because they're not setting realistic goals. So I want you to look at your past 3 months of spending on your groceries or whatever you choose. And you're going to look back on that and you're going to find areas that you can cut back in that specific area. So for groceries, if you've been spending $200 a week, I'm going to challenge you to take that $200 and put it aside in an envelope. Now it can be cash. I recommend it being cash, but there are some ways that you can do that by using prepaid debit cards like an ING account or a Perk Street financial account. You can take your money, your $200, if you want to spend that a week on groceries, and put it aside in one of those like prepaid debit card accounts. So that's the only money that you can have access to. So I recommend doing that. So take the money that you have been spending, and the number one thing you're going to do is limit yourself to only that money to use. So if you're spending $200 a week on groceries, your first step is to take that $200 a week and set it aside and only use that to pay for your groceries. Now, a few things that that's going to do is it's going to keep you from overspending, and it's going to keep you accountable and less likely to have impulse buying. So by doing that, you're gonna make sure that that's the only money that you have available for that. So that's your first step. So if you're looking to cut back on your grocery budget, take what you've been spending, put it aside, and then over the next 4 weeks or even the next 8 weeks, I want you to focus on getting rid of a few dollars every week. Trying to get rid of a few dollars here and a few dollars there with coupons, by just watching sales. Any way that you can cut that back, that's going to be your first goal for budgeting. Because like I said, the number one reason that budgets don't succeed is because they're not realistic. So the first step of budgeting is finding out your spending habits and then locking yourself into only spending the money that you have been spending, and then you're going to start whittling this money away and away over time. So I hope that this helps you. You can do this in any area. If you want to cut back on TV, set aside a certain amount of money that you can spend only on TV. And this can work for anything. So as we get further and further into this series, the next few videos I'm going to be talking specifically about how to get rid of certain areas of your budget. So television, cable, internet, phone, all of those things. I'm going to talk about some creative ways to keep your budget lower and lower. So I hope this helped you. So your homework lesson for this video is to go ahead and take a look at your spending habits the past 3 months and then come up with a plan on what money you want to set aside. So I hope that helped, and stay tuned for some more practical steps next time. Have a good night.